In this lesson, we'll learn how to create our first report in Data Analyzer in Web Intelligence. So open the Data Analyzer either by clicking that or clicking this. It should auto open and log in. From the Applications drop-down, select Web Intelligence. To make sure that it's there every time, click the Pin This Tab button. Then when you reopen, it will be automatically at the top. So there are two different icons that we usually work with first because they're the ones that are unfrozen, and that is New Report or Open an Existing Report. So in this case, we don't have any reports, so we're going to hit New. We usually create a report using a universe that's already been generated for all the users in the Legion. So click Universe and OK, and then we have to select the correct universe, and most of our universes begin with TAL. In this case, we're going to select TAL membership department filtered, and of course that filters records for just your department. Now we open the actual Web Intelligence query panel, and the query panel has results objects, and this is the columns or data that you want in your report. The filters will then filter that data and only return values that you want to see. So we're going to do an Legion Post online transmittal report that returns all the transmittal numbers submitted by a specific post in our department. Under the online transmittal tab, expand that, and this will have everything you need. Now, there are several ways to move items over. One, you can just grab them and drop them over. You could do grabbing and then, or highlight, hit shift, hold shift down, hit the bottom when you want to do. And then you can either drag or use the left arrow. So you could drag them over or use the left arrow to put them in. We're going to add a few more, and that is add date and post squadron. We're going to use post check amount. That just shows me what size transmittal it is. So now we need to add some filters because otherwise we just get a bunch of information. So the first filter we're going to drop down here is add date. The next is transmittal type. And the final thing we're going to do is add product code in a query filter, even though we didn't use it in the top. This one we're going to set to between and set date fields. So be careful about date fields because they sometimes have different formats. This one has the format of the year first, then the month, then the year. I mean the year, month, and day. Transmittal type is equal to, and this is several different things can be tried in here. Squad. SAL squad returns SAL squadron transmittal numbers. SAL detachment returns SAL detachment level transmittal, which can also be done in transmittal history in my Legion. Legion department turns the department level Legion transmittals, which again can be seen in my Legion, or Legion post, which is what we're going to do in this case. Now, product code, we're going to just select a post. In my case, we're going to select the post I'm from, Maryland 0031. You can look at the data you're going to return in the bottom by hitting refresh, and it'll take a few seconds to populate the data out of the database and return the actual fields that will be in the report. So this is all the ones done by the post. So now we are going to hit Run Query. And you can see that the information now shows us everything that we need to have. So if you highlight the center buttons, or highlight the little two lines, you can actually drag the columns and make them the way you want them. Now, let's say you don't want to have a specific column like this transmittal number, because we generally use the batch number, which is the transmittal number on the receipt that we get. But we want to get rid of this transmittal number. So if you right click and just hit delete, select the column, and it will disappear. But we decided we want that information back. Or let's say we delete this column and we really want that information. You can insert any of the fields over here by selecting insert where you want it inserted. So we're going to put a column on the left of that. And then we're going to grab batch and just drop it into this blue field and watch what happens. They all come back. That gives you a brief overview of how to create and format this. Obviously, there's other formatting you can do. You can make this a different name. And then drag it to where you want it. That kind of sets that. Now, let's say we wanted to add a new field. This edit data provider field or control Q, either one, but edit data takes you back to this. And let's say we wanted to add the receipt number, or let's not put the receipt number there. Let's put the product code. So we're going to drop the product code in here, and now we're going to run the query again. This time it should run quicker if the internet isn't running slow like it usually does. Now, what you'll notice is it added the product code over here, but it did not add it here. Let's say we want to add it right before this column or right after that column. So we just grab a hold of product code and drop it into the blue box. And there you go. Now you know the field, what it's looking for. Remember, I already knew that in product code, it was looking for MD, our department code, and then the post number by 4 digits. You can also go back, revert changes. So now we're back to where we were. But now we want to save this report so we can come back and find it next time. Come up to the top, and if this is the first time you're saving the report, you just can hit save. If you're saving it as a different name, you've changed something and you hit save as, but let's hit save. And we're going to pick the name of transmittal history by post. Hit save. I already have a report by that name, so I just hit OK. But now that actually is up there and ready. And if we want to see it again, all right, we transmittal history by post, and it'll reopen. So that is how to create and save a report in WEBI. That's a simple report, and it gives you an idea for how to do it. I hope that helped, and that's the end of this lesson.